I think it's working. We're going live. We are live on a Wednesday, this beautiful February, cold, chilly day here in Michigan. It's not too bad, about 40-something degrees out, getting a little warmer. Today we have a very special guest coming to us. And what we're going to do is, before we go into our special guest, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play a couple clips from what he's into, kind of what he does, kind of give you guys an idea. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and roll the intro, and then we're going to talk to our special guest, go over some different topics, and have a good time. So without further ado, check this out.
Might not get a second chance. That's probably one of the realest shit someone's ever told me. You can do anything you put your mind to. Don't fuck up, please.
Alright, folks, welcome to another Wheelchair Wednesday. Let's give a big round of applause for our friend, Mr. Jonathan McElroy. Bring him up. What is going on, my friend? Oh, it's going pretty good, buddy. So before we get into anything else, me and you've talked a little bit off camera. Danny, thanks for that like. Just so you know, this is a live show. If people do chime in with their questions, I'll go ahead off the top and I'll just ask you for them. That way you can kind of, tell them what's going on. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell people who you are, what your level of injury is, how you became that way, and then we'll go from there. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Wait. See, I forgot to take you off mute. Go ahead. Now you're good. All right, go ahead.
I'm Jonathan. My level injury is T7. Para, so that's like right above belly button, and then from Maryland, West Virginia area.
Yep, that was me. I just had to turn down my thing. My heater is going crazy over here. So how did you become paralyzed? What was your injury like?
I was actually in an ATV accident. Wrecked a four-wheeler, broke a couple ribs, and broke my spine and stretched my spinal cord. Is what I was told. They told me I stretched it.
So are you a complete or a non-complete?
I'm complete.
You're complete? Okay. All right. For the people that don't understand complete and incomplete, a complete is where it like completely, it sounds like you can't feel or move anything below the level of injury. Incomplete, people can still have a little bit of feeling, move around.
Yeah.
And how long ago you said was this?
It was May 10th, 2014.
Okay. All right. So
it'll be
quite a bit ago.
9 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
What got you into doing racing?
I've been in the cars my whole life. Ever since I could drive, wanted to race them. I've always liked motorsports of some sort. So It's after my accident, I decided I wanted to get into cars. I was into motorcycles, dirt bikes, four-wheelers.
That's before you got injured. You were into dirt bikes, four-wheelers, stuff like that?
Yep.
The cars came after the accident then?
Sort of. I wasn't into them as much as I am now. Like, I've always loved racing, always been street racing. And then since my injury, I kind of focused just on that hobby.
Right.
I don't have multiple hobbies now, just basically racing and then other little normal hobbies. But other than that, it's racing in this household 24/7.
Nice. Now, the Mustang that I seen, tell me a little bit about that. What's the story on that?
So the Mustang, I originally had well, not originally. I've had probably 50 cars, but Um, it was actually sold to me very cheap from a friend after wrecking a car, and it is evolved into what it is. It used to just be a daily driver with an exhaust system on it.
Right.
Now it's a race car. Essentially, you can't beat around it. It's a race car.
Oh, for sure. That thing's quick. I mean, the videos that I've seen and the ones that I played, you know,
Yeah.
before we got going. I mean, you're running. You're doing 8th mile drag?
Yeah, we do 8th mile. It's mostly no prep and street racing.
Okay.
Is
How
what they consider it.
how many races have you got under your belt so far?
Oh man, a lot. Over 300, over 400.
Wow. With just that car?
Somewhere
You
around
said you've
there.
had a Trans Am too, or something like
With
that
that
too.
car. Yeah, I've had this car for about 5 years,
Okay. All right.
and a Trans Am before that got me more into this car. So
Right. What kind of engine are you running in the Mustang?
it's actually it's a Chevy motor from a
The
truck.
Chevy and the Ford. What do you know?
Yep. Yep. It's a Chevy truck motor, with a turbo on it.
Nice. Okay. I could tell the turbo too, because like when you're spooling it up, you know what I mean, that damn thing's starting to wind up.
Yeah.
What would you say? I mean, is you know, because before we get into any more questions, a lot of people, you know, were talking about, well, how does he do that? You know what I mean? Like he's got to have some kind of controls, but like the video I'll show, because I got the video that you had when you did the run, where literally, I mean, your hand control, you got to push tilt. I think it's like or what's it called? Like a
I
tilt
think it's
push.
considered a push rock or push pull. No, it's not a push pull.
It's not a push pull. It's like a down to go, in to stop, right?
Yeah.
That's kinda
Push
what I
forward to
use.
stop and down to go. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same thing in all my vehicles.
So I'm gonna play this clip, and then what do you? Is it automatic? You don't have to shift, right? Is it just shifting itself, or?
Yeah, it's an automatic, but I have a button on the steering wheel that I hit for the shifter.
Oh, okay.
So it's an air shifter that I hit. I hit a button and then it shifts.
And you have like a trans brake too that's on the steering wheel, or?
Yup, it's a trans brake, and then the shifter's right above it or under it. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Well, I'm gonna play this little clip for these guys so they can kind of see you in one of your runs on the indoor thing, and then we'll go from there. Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're definitely juiced up, man. Like you get done with that race, and you're like, "Let's go, yeah!" I mean, and you're cooking
Oh,
and booking, man.
absolutely.
That car flies, man.
After about every pass, if I'm in front or I win, I celebrate inside the car by myself. It's a mini celebration.
Right, right. I mean, what's it feel like? I mean, just to do it with your hands too, without being, you know, because I mean, I could.
It's awesome, is what it is. It's a great feeling.
Right, right.
Adrenaline rush.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, for the people that are just now viewing in, I want to show you this other clip that you guys may have missed at the beginning of the show. Let me run that first clip with just those little clips of you taking off so they can see the car. Because I mean, it's crazy, guys. I'm telling you. Check this out. Yeah, so I mean, it's not like it's a, you know, Sunday driver, take it to the track, see how fast we can get up Grandpa's old Ford, you know what I mean, on the highway. This thing is cooking and booking. Well, cool, man. So we got all that underway. Let me get to some of these questions. This is a question that I ask everybody. All these questions are kind of different to everybody in their opinions, but if you could go back to the time of your accident and you could change you becoming paralyzed, would you do that, or would you stay the way you are now with what you've learned and what you've went through?
That's like a catch-22 question, because up until that point in my life, like, I mean, I had just had a kid a year and a half before my accident. I don't know if it was my kid or my accident that made me grow up and mature faster. I mean, I was 27, so I mean, I was already mature, but like more focused on a lot more after my accident, obviously. And I got to spend a lot more time with him. Before then, I was working 7 days a week,
Right.
and I only seen him in the evenings.
So it's kind of, you think it's a little bit more, I don't know, you kind of would prefer it now than instead of going back and changing, because you don't know what would have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, then I was reckless. I was stupid on a motorcycle, stupid on a four-wheeler. I probably wouldn't have made it to the age I am now if I didn't get in that accident.
Right. Eddie, Chevy, we see you guys. Thanks for chiming in. If you guys missed the video that I showed, it's in there. You can watch it after we get done. You just got to go back and watch it again. This thing will be up on Facebook and YouTube too for anybody, especially anybody listening on, you know, Pandora, Amazon Music. You guys can all go to YouTube or Facebook to check out the videos. My next question is, you already mentioned the fiance in the house, dating or married. Now, how did that go about? Because I know a lot of guys in wheelchairs, you know, they have questions about going out and finding women, and like it's harder to do it now. And you know, what do you think?
She found me.
Like after the accident?
She after my accident, yeah, we've been together for almost 3 years now.
Oh, nice.
So
nice. How did that happen?
She said she was scrolling on Facebook, found me, requested me, and then I noticed it. I think she liked the photo, and I went and talked to her, and from there it went downhill. And she has 2 kids of her own. I have a kid of my own, all
nice.
boys.
Right. So it just kind of worked out.
It just worked out, and a couple months ago, I asked her. We got engaged, and then
nice, congratulations.
I moved into her apartment. So until we find a house we want to buy.
Right. I know, and that's getting harder and harder these days.
It is, especially trying to find a one level.
Trying to find something that you can fit into, man. I already know. We just got done doing it. We looked at about probably, I don't know, 5 houses before we finally found the one that was, you know. And dude, to be honest, the house that we bought, I didn't even go in. I just sent my old lady in, and she says, yeah, I think you'd like it. I'm like, cool. Gave him an offer.
Basically what I'm going to do with her. She knows all I really want is a garage and no steps.
Right. There you go. Hey, way to a man's heart. My buddy Eddie said, did you by chance ask what he's running? Sounded like a boosted SBC from the videos you sent me. No, Eddie, it's actually a Chevy motor. It's an old truck motor, he said, with a turbo on it. He explained that a little bit before. Yep. Right before you came in, probably.
Yeah, they consider it an LS motor.
An LS motor is what it
motor.
said, yeah. Yep. My next question for you is since you've been in the chair, what is your biggest pet peeves about being in a wheelchair?
I don't like being pushed.
Like people coming up behind you and grabbing you and let me help you.
Yep. That is, like, I'll ask for help if I need it, basically.
Right.
I try to do everything myself. Can't do it all, obviously. We're limited. But I don't have push handles on the back of my chair. Everybody goes and they're like, where are your push handles? Well, I don't want them. I don't want pushed.
Right.
That's probably it really is my biggest pet peeve. I don't like being pushed. Or when people kneel down to talk to you.
Oh, yeah, I hate that shit, too. I'm like, don't do that. Make me feel like I'm a little kid or something.
I'll look up to you. Yeah, I'm not a kid. I'm not hurt. Like,
right.
We can talk normal.
Right. Eddie said, do you do any grudge racing? If so, have you heard of Grand Hustle and Come to Civil War or Cash Days? He wants to ask you if you'd be interested in coming. All he runs is his Monte Carlo.
I actually have heard of Civil War and Grand Hustle. Grand Hustle got a bad name for it last year, but I'd like to try it one time. That's a big race.
Where's that at?
I think it was like quarter. I'm not sure. I wasn't able to make it. I know it's
down south somewhere, it sounds like. Yeah. Or something. I mean, I know Eddie's from Florida,
Georgia.
so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next question I got is, what is something that you wish you could do now that you can't really do anymore? Like before the accident, you were able to do, but now you can't.
Um, I was very athletic, so like my son plays football. I wish I could actually do footwork with him and teach him that type of stuff. Because
Right.
in high school, I was pretty decent at football. He's actually becoming pretty good too. He's 10, and then her two. So my other two, they just started football, and I just would like to. It'd be awesome to be able to show them what I could do before.
Right. Yeah, that's one thing that got me is my kid always liked to kick the soccer ball around, and then afterwards we're just sitting out in the backyard, and I'm like, well, I'll go get a football, I guess, and I'll throw it to you. And
Yeah.
even then, you can't throw it as hard as you could or as far as you can. I mean, I'm a T3,
No.
T4, so I mean, I'm chest down. Probably close to what you are. Christopher Holmes, I guess you know this guy, had asked him who his favorite person to
That's
work with him on his car is.
he's my fiance's little brother, and he's been basically my sidekick for the last year,
Nice.
helping me work on my car and helping me at races a lot if she's not able to.
Okay, and you still do a lot of stuff yourself, right? Like with the car.
Oh yeah, no, most of it. He helps. He's basically the the arms and legs sometimes of picking or reaching stuff, and then I'm the technical. I know what to do type stuff.
Right. Tell
We
him
were
kind of where
we actually worked on my car all this week and all last week.
Nice. See, that's one thing with me is like, there's certain things like I couldn't imagine having to get up under the hood, you know what I mean, and have to wrench on the engine
Yeah.
or change a spark plug or something like that, especially if I couldn't reach, you know what I mean, if I didn't have like a nice chair to help me get there or something.
Yeah, he's been a lot of help. He really knew nothing about cars when he started helping me, nothing about working on them, and he's learned a lot so far. Like he's picked up a lot and can help a lot.
Right. Well, I mean, that's good. He's getting kind of two educations then.
Yeah.
What kind of chair you got do you use every day?
I have what is it? It's Tie Light. I actually just got it.
It's a
After
TI Light? Okay.
5 years of wait. Yeah, I got the Tie Light.
What do you think about it?
Not. It's the Arrow. I like it. It's the problem with my other chairs that I've had. I was never fitted right, and you know how it goes. If you're not fitted right, once you get it,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
your chair.
Yeah, you
You're
just
stuck
got to
in that
deal with
chair.
it.
Yeah, so they fitted me really well for this chair, and I made sure like to get everything I absolutely wanted.
Mm-hmm. Once you get
I
a good
beat the
fitted
shit out of
chair,
my
it's
chair.
almost like a part of your body. You know what I mean?
Yup.
It's easy to get around, scoot through
My other
stuff.
chair would fall apart and things break. We'd have back wouldn't fold. Cushion was all torn up.
Right.
So
Right. Eddie said, "How great would it be if you put a 5-point harness on his chair?" What do you do to stay in shape? Do you do any kind of fitness stuff at all, or like free weights or anything like that?
I need to. I
think
don't
we
do
all
anything.
need to,
I
right?
try to watch. I try to watch my eating habits, but then as soon as I start eating, like I tried keto, but then it messes up my bathroom routine.
Right.
Like, if that's the worst part. Honestly, if it were anything I wish about being in a wheelchair, I wish I could go to the bathroom normally. Everything else is cake work, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Going to the bathroom, especially when you don't got a bathroom to go in, that's you can fit in, is such a pain in the ass because you got to figure
Oh,
it out.
that's even worse.
I usually just go out to my
travel
van and do it in my van. Yeah, if it's close enough. If I'm not in some big building or something, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Chevy Woods said, "What kind of shifter do you use when you're racing, and do you use those eBay sticks to operate the gas and brakes?"
Absolutely no eBay sticks. I have a set of those in our spare vehicle, and I drive it around, and I hate those things with a passion. They
So
fall
flimsy.
off the pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What type of shifter you got?
It's a precision performance shifter, and it's got an air shifter solenoid on it.
Nice. Nice.
So that's what the button works. The button works the air shifter.
See, and that would be cool too, man. If like once you get your YouTube up and going, just do like an initial. You know what I mean? Kind of explain to people like what the car is, how it works. Have that be your introduction. That way, if anybody asks you, just be like, "Hey, man, go check this video out."
I do a lot of my stuff on TikTok platform.
Okay.
And that was probably one of my most viewed videos was when my car used to be a nitrous car. And
Oh God, that would be
turbo.
scary.
And I showed everybody how to use that on a video. And it probably had one of my most views.
I think I heard the nitrous kick in on one of the videos you sent me when you took off and then hit the boost button or something.
Maybe it hasn't been nitrous in 3 years, but it's possible.
The next question I got for you is the pain question. What kind of pain do you deal with? I know a lot of us have it every day. Do you deal with any pain that's severe? Or?
I wouldn't say it's severe. I think I've gotten to the point of like, it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
Get a lot of pain in the lower back, my sides and stomach area.
Like just once in a while, or it comes and goes?
I feel like it's a chronic. It's just there. Like,
Yeah.
I can have like a good day every now and then, but most of the time there's pain.
Right.
But I refuse to take anything for it. That's
yeah, you're
deal.
lucky, man. I wish I could. Shoot, they got all kinds of stuff holding my spine together. If I don't, I'm like in pain all day. I take gabapentin, which is I've heard bad stories, but
medical cannabis, basically.
Yeah. There you go.
Only thing I do.
I do that too as well. Eddie Weber said, "What kind of transmission is he running? Or what kind of transmission? He's running a 2 or 3 speed, and that's all he runs is nitrous. Poor man's power adder.
It's a 3-speed turbo TH400.
Nice.
With I actually leave in second gear.
Right. Todd, he said he's got a turbo now. You can hear it spooling up in that one video that I shared on here. What helped you the most after you got injured? Like after you got injured and you're just like, just starting to recover, what do you think was like the biggest help?
Kid.
The kid? The family?
My family. Having family around. My parents live in Florida. Well, my mom and my stepdad live in Florida. My dad lives in West Virginia, which is really the closest. But family and kids, getting into racing, that hobby is basically what kept me driving forward.
Right. Gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah,
kind of like a goal.
The kid, my son was my biggest inspiration of not giving up.
Right, for sure. Chris Hall said, "John, when are we going to start a handicap-only team?" Oh, by the way, guys, the name of his team is Handicapped Racing. I thought that was pretty sweet. I was going to put it on the video, but I totally spaced out. Eddie said, "Nice." He said, "If we ever meet, I'm just a little 383 and a power glide and a small shot of nitrous, full interior grudge car."
Cool.
Heck yeah. Chevy said, "Wheelchair Rick, you try pre-gabbling." I've never even heard that. Todd said, "That's awesome." Thanks for the share, Todd. Appreciate it. Next question I got for you is, obviously, I mean, we've already talked about it, but your hobbies. I mean, this is pretty much just the car. It's racing. Work, eat, sleep, racing, or how's that work?
It really is eat, sleep, racing. We just got into shooting guns.
Nice.
We go to the gun range. Other than that, eat, sleep, racing, kids sports.
Heck yeah. There you go. Whatever fills the time. And that's the thing is once you find something you like doing, it just time flies. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays, I feel like now that we're getting older, man, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Most of my friends I have now are from racing. So
right.
We talk about racing. We go racing. We want to race each other.
Oh, of course. Of course. Next question I got for you is travel. I know a lot of us don't like to do travel. I'm really not a huge travel person. You ever taken like a trip, or like now that you're, paralyzed, do you like going places, traveling around, or?
It's when it comes to traveling, just finding the right place that has a bathroom.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing about traveling is finding a hotel, a handicap accessible room, or an Airbnb that has a bathroom that's big enough
Right.
for the chair and my bathroom chair, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's a lot of times I've noticed that it's a lot of these hotels don't have a bathroom that's some of them aren't even wide enough to get a chair in. Let
My
alone
biggest
turn
pet
around.
peeve about hotels is it'll be a handicap accessible room, but the bed is all the way up here.
Right. Right.
The bed's real tall.
Thanks for that share, Eddie, and that like Aurora. The next question that I have is, I think, one of the most important ones. I mean, it's the last one I got, but what would be the best piece of advice you could give somebody who's newly injured?
Take physical therapy serious, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let the doctors say that like you won't be able to walk or you can't, or don't, if you have it in your head that you want to be in physical therapy and get it all done, just do it.
Right.
I didn't spend much time in physical therapy. After I was out of the physical therapy, I went back a little bit and did the rewalk, but other than that, I don't do any physical therapy.
Let me ask you a question. So in physical therapy, because you're complete, right? You can't move or feel anything below your level of injury, which I think you said T7. That's what, probably about mid, like right above your abdomen or something?
Yeah.
When they got up there, because like for me, what really got me was they kept trying to put me on this table, a flat table, and they wanted me to sit up and try to balance myself. And that was like the most hardest thing I couldn't do. Did they try to do that with you too?
They did that with me a lot. I had she was an awesome physical therapist, pushed me a lot. She taught me how to be in a wheelchair and taught me how to wheelie up curbs and wheelie down curbs and everything. But the first time she ever tried to get me to wheelie, I about fell out my chair and I said I didn't want to do it anymore. Mind you, I'd ride wheelies on motorcycles, dirt bikes, four-wheelers my whole life.
Right.
A little 6-inch wheelie on a wheelchair scared the shit out of me.
It's just that feeling where it's like it's this much as you just got to mess up and you're back. You know what I mean? It is kind of a feeling of getting used to. But yeah, I mean, once you kind of get it, it's kind of like a second nature. Well, that's all the questions I got for you. You did a great job. I can't wait to see the YouTube that you come out with. I'll definitely follow it. We'll make sure that we shout you out.
Her brother's supposed to be in charge of all that, so
get on it.
Videos, and he's gotta help me with that. He wants to do it, so
right, for sure. Well, Jonathan, I appreciate you coming on. Stick with me, and I'll talk to you here after the show. We're gonna wrap this up here. Everybody else, if you or somebody that you know would like to come on a Wheelchair Wednesday, go ahead and let me know. Shoot me a message, and we'll see what we can do. Josh said, what is your TikTok channel?
It is handicapped underscore. I think it's handicapped U.
Handicapped letter U. Okay.
Yep. Or it's underscore U. I can't think of right off my head right now.
So either handicapped U or handicapped underscore U on TikTok. Check them out. And thanks everybody for coming out, checking us out and watching. Christopher Holmes said YouTube is handicapped racing. Look, he's already got it ready. And if you have it, just send it to me and I'll make sure we put it in the description. That way people can just click it.
All right.
Yep. And then, yeah, man, we're going to keep you on our panel. So like, maybe later on down the line, I'll hit you up. We'll follow up with you, see how everything's going. Kind of keep in touch with you. You know what I mean? Kind of keep the wheelchair community together. I call it the wheelchair mafia. That's what we really are. You know what I mean? Keep each other going.
Actually, there's a guy that has a race thing that's called Wheelchair Mafia.
Nice. I got to get you one of these. I'll show you here. If I can grab it.
A lot of people actually run the Wheelchair Mafia sticker. That's cool. I do need one of those.
Yeah, see, that's my Wheelchair Mafia USA sticker. Like, what I did was I asked, because Wheelchair Mafia, I think, it's all over the place. Nobody owns Wheelchair Mafia. Like, it's just a thing.
No.
So I learned about it overseas. These guys overseas had it, and I asked them. I sent them my logo, and I was like, "Hey, what do you think?" And they're like, "Well, we love it." And I'm like, "Cool, you guys want to use it?" And they're like, "No, because we're in England, or we're in the European nation. We don't have guns, but it's good for you to use." And I'm like, "Okay, fine. I'll just use it over here."
Yeah.
All right, yeah. My buddy said invite him to the Jessup show, which we do live stuff. That'd be cool to get you on there. I don't know. We'll talk about that later afterwards. But
Okay.
everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you did miss the clips that I played, you can go ahead and just rewind the video and watch them. This video will be up on YouTube and Facebook, and also your podcast places. Probably about Friday, we're going to put those up on there. So, Chris Hall right there, yep, said handicapped use the TikTok. Boom. I like it. Everybody's networking together, talking together. So stick with me, Jonathan. Everybody else, thanks for coming along and joining us on this Wheelchair Wednesday. Tune in next week for another special guest, and be easy.